My wife's AP sucker punched me, so I destroyed his life, ghosted her and served divorce. And my final blow left them begging. I should have known something was off when my wife started caring about my work schedule. For context, I'm Tate, 32, and I fly drones for a living. Not the hobbyist stuff, I'm talking about $80,000 rigs with cinema cameras, shooting aerials for luxury real estate and brands that sell watches worth more than cars. It's niche, it pays stupid well, and it means I'm gone maybe 10 days a month. Tiana never complained about the money or the freedom it gave her for her own career. Tiana's 30, and she's an art restorer. Private clients only. The kind of people who have monets in their bathrooms and need someone discreet to fix what their kids accidentally damaged. She's brilliant at it, can make a century-old painting look untouched after someone put their elbow through it. We've been married 7 years, together for 9. Our life looked perfect from the outside. Waterfront condo in Sausalito. Tesla Model S in the garage. Kids in private school. Weekend wine tastings in Napa. The whole insufferable Bay Area dream package. Then there's Quinn. Quinn's been my friend since UC Berkeley. He's 34, sells yachts to influencers and tech brothers who want to pretend they're sailors. You know the type, manages to make a polo shirt look aggressive, always has a story about some celebrity client he can't name due to NDAs. But he was my boy. We did Vegas trips, went to Warriors games, had that kind of friendship where you can not talk for 3 months and pick up like nothing happened. About 6 months ago, Quinn started coming around more. Made sense at first, his office is downtown, our place is on his way home. He'd drop by for a beer, end up staying for dinner. Tiana loved it. Said he was helping her network, introducing her to collectors who needed restoration work. I was grateful. Her business had been slow, and Quinn's connections were exactly what she needed. The small things started adding up around month 3. Her phone was suddenly always face down at dinner. Not hidden, just positioned. When it buzzed, she'd glance at it and flip it back down. Client stuff, she'd say. Quinn's cologne started lingering in our home office. He wore this specific Tom Ford scent that cost more than most people's car payments. I'd walk in hours after he left, and it was still there. Tiana said he'd been helping her with invoices. They developed inside jokes. I'd walk into my own kitchen, and they'd stop laughing. Not guilty looking, just exclusive. You had to be there, Tiana would say, touching my arm like she was including me while actively excluding me. I pushed it down. This is what happens when you're paranoid, I told myself. You start seeing affairs in every lingering glance. Then Cameron, my assistant, mentioned something offhand during a shoot at the St. Regis. Saw Tiana yesterday at that new place in Monterey, he said, adjusting the drone's gimbal. That restoration warehouse you mentioned? My stomach dropped. Monterey? Yeah, that seafood place on Cannery Row. She was with some guy in a suit. Figured it was a client. Tiana had told me she was in Oakland that day. Cataloging damage on a piece for an estate sale. Oakland is 20 miles north. Monterey is 120 miles south. That's not a mistake you make. That night, she came home around 9 p.m. Hair slightly messy, that post-workout glow except she hadn't been to the gym. How was Oakland? I asked, not looking up from my laptop. Exhausting, she said, pouring wine. The piece was in worse shape than they thought. Spent all day just documenting the damage. She kissed my forehead as she passed. Her hair smelled wrong. Salt. Ocean air. The Oakland warehouse is industrial, nowhere near water. Cameron said he thought he saw you in Monterey, I said, keeping my voice level. She didn't miss a beat. Monterey? God no. Probably saw someone who looked like me. You know all these restoration people dress the same, black turtlenecks and anxiety. She laughed. I laughed. We moved on. But after she went to shower, I opened our shared Google Calendar. She'd been meticulous about scheduling, always had been. There it was, recurring every Thursday for the past 3 months, private client, studio work. 2 to 6 p.m. I recognized the address she'd entered. It was Quinn's Marina office. I stared at that address for probably 5 minutes. 1847 Marina Boulevard, Suite 12. Quinn's office. The one I'd helped him move into last year, carrying his stupid Yacht Broker of the Year plaques while he directed traffic. The shower was still running. I screenshotted the calendar entry, then checked previous months. The Thursday appointment started exactly 3 months ago, March 15th. I remembered that day because Quinn had texted me about grabbing drinks, but I was shooting in Tahoe. He'd said no worries, I'll catch up with Tiana about that restoration lead instead. I didn't confront her. That's what idiots do in movies, they blow up, show their hand, give the other person time to delete evidence and coordinate stories. Instead, I became a documentarian of my own marriage falling apart. Started simple. Credit card statements. Found charges at the Oceanic Hotel on those Thursdays, $47 here, $63 there. Bar charges. Room service once. Always between 2 and 5 p.m. Tiana's corporate card that I had access to as the co-owner of her LLC. She probably forgot I could see those. The dashcam idea came to me during a shoot. These new models record even when parked, motion activated. I installed one in my BMW, then suggested Tiana take it for the week. The Tesla's getting serviced, and you've got all those client visits. The BMW has better cargo space for canvases anyway. She kissed me, said I was thoughtful. Drove my car for 5 days straight. The footage was boring mostly. Coffee runs, grocery store, school pickup. But Thursday she went to Quinn's apartment complex in Pacific Heights. 2 hours and 17 minutes. When she got home that night, she said the Oakland restoration had run long again. I created a separate cloud storage account. Started filing everything away. Bank records showed something interesting, transfers to an account I didn't recognize. Small amounts, $500 here, $750 there. The recipient was listed as Q Morrison Enterprises. Quinn's full name? Quinn Morrison. The shell company he used for his less official yacht deals, the ones that avoided certain taxes. Why was my wife sending money to Quinn's shell company? The boat party was Labor Day weekend. Quinn's annual thing on a 60-footer he borrowed from a client. Same crowd as always, tech money, finance brothers, wives who did Pilates together and compared school admissions strategies. I watched them like a nature documentary. Tiana wore the sundress I'd bought her in Greece. Quinn kept finding reasons to stand near her. Their bodies knew each other's space too well. She'd move, he'd adjust. He'd gesture, she'd lean. It was choreographed by repetition. You two practicing for Dancing with the Stars? I asked, handing them drinks. Quinn laughed too loud. Tiana's hand went to her necklace, her tell when she's nervous. Just explaining the restoration process for maritime art, she said. Quinn has a client with water-damaged pieces. On a yacht? I asked. Seems like a bad place for valuable art. You'd be surprised what people put on boats, Quinn said, not meeting my eyes. Other people noticed too. Vanita, whose husband ran a hedge fund, kept glancing between them with this knowing look. Roger pulled me aside to discuss investment opportunities but really wanted to gauge if I knew my wife was screwing my best friend. After 4 drinks, I got reckless. Tiana's dedication to those Thursday studio sessions is really something, I said to a group including both of them. Every single week, like clockwork. Quinn's jaw muscle twitched. Tiana knocked over her wine. The red spread across the deck like evidence. You wouldn't understand the restoration process, she said, ice in her voice. It requires consistency. And discretion, Quinn added. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 2 a.m., I heard Tiana get up. Through cracked eyes, I watched her take her phone to the bathroom. The screen's glow leaked under the door. I grabbed her iPad from the nightstand, still signed into her iCloud. The messages were syncing in real time. She was deleting texts, but I could see them appearing and vanishing. My heart hammered as I screenshotted frantically. One message lingered just long enough. He's getting suspicious. We need to be more careful. The sender? Quinn. The timestamp? 2 minutes ago. While he was 3 feet from me at that party, talking about the Warriors preseason. 3 weeks crawled by. I became an expert at pretending to sleep, pretending to work, pretending my marriage wasn't a cosmic joke. Meanwhile, I collected evidence like baseball cards. The iPad kept syncing before Tiana realized she needed to disconnect it. I got everything, photos she thought she'd deleted, messages that painted the full picture. They weren't just having an affair. They were planning an exit strategy. Once I land the Kovac restoration, I'll have enough to leave cleanly, she wrote. Just 6 more months of playing house, Quinn replied. The investor deal closes in January. We can be in Cabo by February. The Kovac restoration, I knew that job. Some tech billionaire's private collection, worth mid-7 figures. She'd been courting them for months. I'd helped her prep the presentation. There were pictures too. Nothing explicit, but intimate. Her wearing Quinn's Yale shirt. Them at restaurants I'd never been to, A selfie from a hotel bed, sheets pulled up to her chin, him shirtless beside her. The metadata showed it was taken during her emergency client meeting when I was home with our kids and food poisoning. I decided to have it out with Quinn first. Man to man. Give him one chance to come clean before I went nuclear. Called him Tuesday night, suggested we hit Murphy's, our usual spot in the financial district. Been too long, brother, he said. I'll clear my schedule. Thursday night. The bar was packed with the after-work crowd. Warriors game on every screen. Quinn showed up in his deal-closing suit, all smiles and backslaps. We talked about nothing for a beer and a half. The Giants' chances next season. Whether the new Tesla was worth it. He was relaxed, probably thought he'd gotten away with everything. I've been thinking about couples counseling, I said, peeling the label off my bottle. Things with Tiana have been distant. His face did this micro-expression thing, relief? Amusement? That's probably smart. Marriage takes work. Yeah. Although maybe she just deserves better than someone who's never home, right? He leaned forward, and I saw it, the moment he decided to twist the knife. Maybe she does, Tate. I mean, you're gone all the time playing with toy helicopters while she's building something real. Women need presents, not presents. The sanctimonious prick was really going to lecture me about my marriage while his phone had her lipstick smudges on it. Interesting perspective, I said, setting down my beer. Especially from someone who's been sleeping with her every Thursday. The bar was loud, but our corner went silent. His face cycled through expressions like a slot machine, shock, guilt, rage, landing on desperate aggression. You don't know what you're talking about. Suite 12, Marina Boulevard. Every Thursday. The Oceanic Hotel charges. That shell company she's been paying. Want me to keep going? He moved faster than I expected. Not a calculated punch, a wild, panicked haymaker that caught my jaw at the worst angle. I heard the crack before I felt it. The world tilted. I went down hard, bar stool clattering, blood filling my mouth. The bartender was already calling 911. Two guys in Warriors jerseys grabbed Quinn. He was screaming that I attacked him, that I was crazy, that I was jealous. But the bar had cameras. 12 witnesses saw him swing first. The EMT said my jaw was fractured in 2 places. Hospital. Surgery. Jaw wired shut for minimum 4 weeks. The cops took my statement through written notes since I couldn't talk. Quinn tried to tell them it was mutual combat. The video showed me sitting, him standing and swinging. My lawyer friend Dominic visited me in recovery. Took photos of everything. You want to press charges? I wrote on the whiteboard, not yet. Leverage. When Tiana finally showed up, I was already home, drowning in painkillers and protein shakes. She stood in the doorway like she was visiting a stranger. How did this happen? You said you fell during a shoot. I pointed to my wired jaw, shrugged. Let her think I believed my own lie. She left for a client emergency an hour later. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand as she showered. The preview notification lit up the screen. Insurance will cover his medical bills if he signs an NDA about tonight. Make him sign. I photographed it, then marked it unread. They thought they'd broken me. They'd just given me 4 weeks of silence to plan. 4 weeks with my mouth wired shut turned out to be a gift. No one expects conversation from a man who can't talk. Tiana stopped pretending to care by day 3, and I became invisible in my own home, just another piece of furniture she had to navigate around. I turned my home office into a war room. Spreadsheets. Timelines. Evidence folders organized by recipient and impact level. What would end Quinn's career versus what would torch Tiana's reputation? I color-coded everything like I was planning a shoot sequence: red for immediate destruction, yellow for sustained damage, green for legal protection. The first thing I did was hire a forensic accountant through Dominic's firm. Gave him read-only access to our accounts. What he found was beautiful in its stupidity. Quinn had been using investor money to fund his lifestyle, including gifts for Tiana. A $3,000 handbag here, a weekend in Napa there, all buried in client entertainment expenses. The yacht brokerage had 3 complaints filed against him that he'd somehow made disappear. One client claimed Quinn sold their boat and delayed transferring funds for 6 months while he invested the money. Tiana's fraud was more elegant but equally damaging. She'd been billing clients for work not yet completed, sometimes double billing for materials. The Hendricks job? Billed for 100 hours, completed maybe 30. She was using the float to fund her affair account. The Restoration Guild would burn her certification if they knew. I met with a divorce attorney who specialized in high asset separations. Pamela Frost, yes, that's her real name, and yes, she lived up to it. She reviewed our prenup with the kind of smile sharks probably have before feeding. The infidelity clause is bulletproof, she said. She gets nothing beyond personal possessions. No alimony. No claim to business assets. If she fights it, this evidence makes her look worse. I moved money legally but strategically. Kids' college funds went into irrevocable trusts. Business accounts got separated. Everything clean, everything documented, everything protected. Then I started building the weapon that would end them. A simple website. Password protected for now. Clean design, I may shoot aerials, but I know basic web development. The URL was innocuous, something about truth and accountability. On it, I uploaded everything. Every message. Every photo. Every financial record. Organized chronologically with a timeline that showed exactly how long they'd been lying. I drafted emails I wouldn't send yet. One to Quinn's biggest investor, a Miami real estate developer who didn't tolerate BS word. One to Tiana's landlord about her illegally subletting studio space. One to her sister who'd co-signed business loans. Each email had attachments, evidence, and a link to the website. I created anonymous Proton Mail accounts. Set up delayed sends. Built redundancies in case something failed. The universe gave me a gift on week 3. Tiana and Quinn got careless, probably thought I was too broken to notice. They met at our house while I was supposedly at physical therapy. But I'd canceled that appointment, was sitting in my office with my laptop recording through the security camera we'd installed in the living room. Their conversation was a masterpiece of delusion. "He's pathetic," Quinn said, sprawled on my couch. "Can't even talk. Just stares at his computer all day." "The prenup won't hold if I claim emotional abuse," Tiana said. "Neglect. Abandonment." Pamela says, "Pamela Frost? You already met with her?" "Just a consultation. She says if I document his absence, his prioritizing work over family, I can break it." Quinn laughed. "God, he's too stupid to notice what's happening in his own house. We could probably sleep in his bed and he'd think you were reorganizing closets." They made out on my couch for 10 minutes. I watched it like a spreadsheet, no emotion, just data being collected. That evening, Tiana announced she was attending a restoration conference in Boston next month. "Important networking opportunity," she said, not looking up from her phone. I checked Quinn's credit card records that night. He'd booked 2 first-class tickets to Martha's Vineyard for the same dates. The Winnetou Resort. Ocean View Suite. My lawyer texted while Tiana slept, "Protective order approved. Ready to file whenever." Also, interesting update, Quinn's primary investor is already looking for him. Something about discrepancies in the books. "Want me to make a call?" I typed back, "Not yet. Next week. Everything at once." The morning they left for their conference, Tiana kissed my forehead like she was saying goodbye to a pet. "Try to eat something solid," she said. "The doctor says you can start that soon." I nodded, played the broken husband. Watched her load her suitcase, the one I'd bought her in Paris, into her Uber. She'd even worn her conference lanyard from last year to sell the lie. The moment her car turned the corner, I initiated the sequence. 9:47 a.m. Email to Ricardo Velasquez, Quinn's primary investor. Subject line, urgent, financial discrepancies at Q Morrison Enterprises. Attached, 12 months of embezzlement documentation, highlighted transfers, and a particularly damning email where Quinn bragged about creative accounting. Ricardo had a reputation for handling betrayal personally. 9:51 a.m. Message to Gloria Hendricks, Tiana's biggest client. The woman whose emergency restoration Tiana had billed $30,000 for while the piece sat untouched in storage. Attached, photos of the still damaged painting, invoices for work never performed, and Tiana's messages calling Gloria the pretentious cow with more money than taste. 9:55 a.m. Package delivered to Tiana's landlord via courier. Lease violations documented with photos. She'd been running a side business from the studio, subletting to other artists, pocketing cash that never hit the books. Immediate eviction grounds. 10 a.m. The website went live. I sent the password to a curated list. Her sister Ramona, who'd co-signed a $50,000 business loan. Father Antonio, the priest who'd counseled us through our rough patch last year. Select friends who deserve the truth, the ones who'd been genuinely worried about us, not the vultures who fed on drama. The subject line was simple: what's been happening? No emotion. No sob story. Just a link and a password. By 10:30, My phone was buzzing with shocked messages. I didn't respond to any of them. At noon, Quinn's brokerage firm received an anonymous tip about regulatory violations, complete with documentation showing he'd been selling boats without proper transfer papers, pocketing the tax differences. His company login was revoked within an hour. His assistant called him 7 times according to the phone records I could still see through our shared plan. The Professional Art Conservation Guild received their package at 2 p.m. 17 pages of evidence showing Tiana's pattern of fraud, along with 3 formal complaints from clients I'd convinced to come forward. Her certification was suspended pending investigation. They sent the notice to her email immediately. The beautiful part was the timing. They were probably at lunch in Martha's Vineyard, phones silenced, champagne flowing, when their world started burning. I know exactly when Tiana found out because she called me 43 times in 12 minutes. I let each call go to voicemail. The messages progressed from confusion to panic to rage. What did you do? Kate, call me back immediately. This is illegal. You hacked my accounts. Please, we can talk about this. You're destroying everything. I'll sue you for everything. Quinn took a different approach. One message, you have no idea who you're F-word with. The process server found them at dinner. The Winnetou Resort's beachside restaurant, table for 2, Sunset View. He served Tiana the divorce papers right as their appetizers arrived. The papers specifically referenced the infidelity clause, Exhibit A being the hotel receipt for that exact meal. According to the server's notes, which Dominic shared with me, Tiana went pale, then red, then started crying. Quinn tried to grab the papers. The server reminded him that interfering with legal service was a crime. Her sister Ramona called me that evening. She'd seen everything on the website. How long? She asked. I typed on my phone, over a year. Maybe longer. The money she borrowed. Was it for him? Yes. Silence. Then, I'm calling my lawyer. By midnight, the scope of destruction was clear. Quinn's investor had frozen all accounts pending audit. Tiana's 3 biggest clients had terminated their contracts. Her landlord had posted an eviction notice. The guild had opened a formal investigation that would take months and destroy her reputation regardless of outcome. At 2:17 a.m., my doorbell camera detected motion. Then pounding on the door. Quinn. Drunk, disheveled, and violating the protective order I'd filed but hadn't served yet. Open the F-word door, Tate. You destroyed everything. You think you won? I'll end this. I'll end you. I called 911, set my phone to record, and waited. The cops arrived in 4 minutes. Quinn was still screaming, had kicked my door twice, and threatened to burn my house down, all captured in beautiful 4K resolution by my doorbell camera. They arrested him for violating the protective order, trespassing, and criminal threats. His bail was set at $50,000 due to the prior assault. He lasted 3 days in county before his lawyer bailed him out. By then, Ricardo Velasquez had found the full extent of Quinn's embezzlement, $400,000 over 18 months. The FBI got involved. White Collar Crime Division. Quinn's lawyer advised him to take a plea deal, 18 months minimum security, full restitution, 5 years probation. Tiana tried to fight the divorce at first. Hired some attorney who promised he could break the prenup, claimed I'd emotionally manipulated her into signing it. That lasted exactly 1 meeting with Pamela Frost. When Tiana's lawyer saw the evidence, the messages, the photos, the financial records, the video of her and Quinn discussing how pathetic I was, he told her to take the terms. The infidelity clause was airtight. She got her clothes, her personal jewelry, her car. Nothing else. The house, the investments, the business assets, all protected. The joint investigation revealed she'd diverted $50,000 to Quinn's shell company. The court ordered her to repay it within 6 months. Her professional world evaporated like morning fog. The guild permanently revoked her certification after finding a pattern of fraud going back 2 years. Her insurance company dropped her, making it impossible to get bonded for restoration work. 3 clients sued for breach of contract. Her sister Ramona filed a separate suit for the $50,000 loan that Tiana had apparently used to fund weekend getaways with Quinn. Social media turned brutal. Someone, not me, shared the website link on a Bay Area Facebook group. Within 48 hours, Tiana's carefully curated Instagram went private, then disappeared entirely. Quinn's LinkedIn profile vanished. Their mutual friends picked sides fast, and it wasn't close. Turns out nobody really liked Quinn, they just tolerated him. And Tiana? She'd burned too many bridges pretending to be something she wasn't. I focused on the kids. Got them therapists who specialized in family transitions. Kept them completely out of the drama, told them mom was taking some time to figure things out. They're resilient in ways that humble me. My youngest asked if mom stopped loving us. I told her that sometimes adults make choices that hurt people, but it doesn't mean we stop loving them. We just love them from a distance. My business exploded in an unexpected way. Word got out that I'd handled everything professionally, never posted publicly, never dragged anyone through social media mud. Corporate clients respected that. Landed 3 major contracts in 2 months, tech companies who valued discretion. Funny how destroying 2 lives quietly made me more trustworthy. 6 months later, the email came. Tiana, from some generic Gmail account, probably her 5th attempt to reach me. Kate, I know you'll probably delete this, but I need you to know the truth. Quinn manipulated me. He made me believe you didn't care, that I was wasting my life. He controlled everything, the money, the lies, all of it. I was weak and stupid, but I wasn't the mastermind he was. I've lost everything. My career, my family, my home. I'm living with my cousin in Fresno, working at a frame shop. Quinn won't even take my calls from prison. He used me and discarded me. I'm begging you to understand. I'm willing to testify against him, tell the FBI everything about his other dealings. He had other women, other scams. I have proof. Please, just give me a chance to make this right. The kids deserve to know their mother made a mistake but wants to fix it. Please respond. Please. I read it twice. Then forwarded it, anonymously, to Quinn's lawyer, the federal prosecutor, Quinn's new girlfriend. Yeah, he had one already, and the FBI agent handling his case. Her confession would probably add years to his sentence. I didn't reply to her. Blocked the address and moved on. 2 weeks later, I took the kids to New Zealand. 3 weeks of hiking, kayaking, and watching them discover the world was bigger than their parents' mistakes. On the plane, my phone buzzed. Unknown number, probably Tiana again. I turned on airplane mode without reading it. My youngest handed me her coloring book, asked me to help with the sunset she was drawing. Make it orange, Dad. Like home but different. I smiled, the first real smile in over a year. My jaw didn't hurt anymore. We were going to be just fine. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.